Hey folks, it's Abby
and Josh
of The Anxious Outdoors, and today we're stealing the Declaration of Independence. Hey folks, it's Abby
and Josh
of The Anxious Outdoors, and today we're committing a felony. Hey folks, it's Abby here from The Anxious Outdoors
and the Gilgo Beach Killer.
Hey folks, it's Abby
and Josh
from The Anxious Outdoors, and today we're going up north.
Oh, it was real this time.
We're
That's
like
the good stuff.
approximately 45 minutes north, but it's not a trip till we thrift. Card thrift haul. We got this lovely Michigan colors sweater. Look at the detail on the sleeve, the double collar on the neck. A treasure, right?
Yeah.
We've got Boundary Waters wool sweater. It's huge. Gonna be great for skiing. We've got this Crofton Barrow zip up sweater
I
with
like
some outdoorsy details. Got some leaves, some trees. There's a duck on the back. That's what really sold it for me. And finally, this funky guy. Josh and I are gonna share it. She's a sweater. And of course, can't forget our literary purchases. Grief Observed. What is this?
It's
This is sad.
C.S. Lewis's memoirs. He proposed to his wife when she was on her deathbed.
Oh.
And, they got engaged. It's really sad. And it's about the grief he experienced during that time.
Are you okay?
I had to read it. I don't know. I think it's interesting. C.S. Lewis is interesting.
And The Coddling of the American Mind.
That's good for all teachers to read. You should read it.
Two teachers gonna read a book.
He's such a big bear.
Are you learning?
American black bears are not dangerous at all. Approach it as soon as you see one.
And pet its ears.
After our commute up north, we arrived before we could check into our Airbnb, so we definitely needed to make a stop at Terrier Republic for a late lunch. We then were able to check into the Blue Dune, which we were quickly absolutely blown away by the style and comfort of our accommodations for the week.
Don't show anybody. I'm such a die-hard PlayStation fan. Don't tell anyone I ever touched this.
Burn your hands.
We then rallied the troops for our first hike of the week up to the scenic viewpoint on top of Alligator Hill.
Josh, are you... Holy shit. How would these work, Kelsey?
So to make charcoal, you need low oxygen conditions, and so they would close these off. And in the olden days, they would put turf and sod over the pile to make a charcoal kiln.
Thank you, interpretive sign. What do you think, Dad?
What she said.
What do you think, Horton?
We giggled our way up the trail, excited to be on our first adventure of the week. And we saw some highlights such as a pileated woodpecker high in the tree, as well as lots of beautiful, beautiful trees.
We're going back and throw a football over those sleeping bears.
After our trek upwards, we were rewarded with a view of the 2 sleeping cubs out in Sleeping Bear Bay. After taking a moment to appreciate the views, we headed back down. We then decided we wanted to visit the water's edge, so we headed down to the historic village of Glen Haven.
Oh, Kelsey's already looking at rocks. Cheers.
Made a good point. I got a little guide too. I'm a little guy.
Okay.
Little guy.
Get it, Ollie. Get it.
Get it.
What is it?
Get it.
The next morning, Kelsey, my dad, and I headed down to the Dune Climb parking lot to do a nice little 5K run on the Sleeping Bear Heritage Trail. It was a quiet and chilly morning, but the sun peeked out from the clouds and started to warm the air.
Yay!
After our run, we cleaned up and headed down to our favorite bookstore, the Cottage Bookshop in downtown Glen Arbor.
Hey, darling.
We vegged out for a while, enjoying our new reads, and waited for the rest of our party to arrive. Then we headed out on the first of our many hikes for the day. Our first stop was Charlie's Lookout, which is one of the best viewpoints, especially in the spring when the trees are bare and you can see in every direction. Then we headed along the ridgeline to the Warner Cemetery, tucked away deep in the woods, overlooking Lake Michigan. We continued further along the path until we found one of our favorite newly discovered lookouts, which we refer to as Kelsey's Point.
We look like a little Boy Scout group. Touchdown. Every morning, 10 times, not just now and then.
From there, we drove over to the historic Bash Farm, a starting point for one of our favorite secret hikes. We took a moment to explore and appreciate the restored outbuildings before heading out into the woods to find a little hidden gem. When you first enter the woods behind the Bash Farm, you are greeted by a very old pile of garbage. It's kind of funny that old garbage suddenly becomes so cool. If you travel further, then you will find a Buick parked deep into the woods.
Josh, are you being called by the forest right now? Are you having fun? You licked it? That's the biggest Petoskey I've ever seen.
Our next stop is an original schoolhouse, which can be found off the side of M22 and the Sleeping Bear Heritage Trail next to Lake Narada.
What are you looking for? You got one right here.
This lake is known for having a family of loons living on it, which we enjoy searching for every time we stop by. And then, surprise, we are back at Cherry Republic to enjoy dinner.
Wee woo, wee woo. You have any comments?
It's very good.
Refreshing.
After having a flight each at Glen Arbor Wines, we walked down the road to catch the final glow of the sunset that night. This sunset was the perfect way to end another perfect day in Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Hi, Kelsey.
The next morning, Kelsey, Uncle Jeff, Aunt Kathy, and I headed over to Palmer Woods to ride the mountain bike trails.
Extra finger.
So these little guys gotta be pushed in.
Okay.
After breakfast, we headed out for a hike out to one of our favorite locations to look for Petoskey stones. With the sun out, it was the perfect temperature along the shore to keep making our way looking for fun rocks. That evening, we drove around to Inspiration Point on Big Glen Lake to catch the afterglow of the sunset.
Horton. Are you inspired?
I'm inspired.
I have no inspiration at this point.
No.
The next morning, we sat around and enjoyed some quiet time reading books and working on the puzzles before we headed out on another rock hounding adventure. Unfortunately, this time we had a bit of a cloudy, slightly rainy, and very windy day, looking for, this time, the Leland Bluestone.
Oh, there's some big waves. It's cold.
It's very cold. Petoskey.
Proud of you.
Nice.
She's angry.
On the way back from the beach, Kelsey, Carly, and I stopped to search for some relics of the past along the path home.
Crazy.
Stay on it.
You ever just leave a shovel there so long?
Where's that guy dug up over there?
What? You're just so fast.
On this trip, I also discovered the joy of geocaching, so I stopped for a few of those along the way. Although the weather on this day was really chilly and we experienced some snow, we didn't let that stop us as we headed out on yet another hike.
Is it really?
I think it's just the snow.
This had to have been something. Are they just glacial stones? Oh.
Sharp to be glacial.
On this day, we headed up towards Northport. We stopped along the way at Swanson Preserve on the edge of Little Travers Lake. Continuing our way north, we stopped at 9 Bean Rose to have some delicious baked goods. Having almost made it all the way to the tip of the Leelanau Peninsula, we went to a preserve that is known for having a large bird population, as well as a special white pine that has been used for generations by Native Americans as a waypoint in the area. This hike turned out to be one of my favorites of the entire week. On our way back, we stopped at Christmas Cove Beach once again to look at some rocks.
Wow. Hoity! Oh, you wrapped Grandma up. You did. You wrapped Grandma up. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
After we returned home, I went for a very beautiful but very cold bike ride. That evening, my mom and I headed out once again to try to catch a sunset, enjoying as many as we could while we were there. On the final full day of our lovely trip, it was just me and my mom left, so we decided to head out on a dilly-dally day where we just drive around and stop wherever our hearts told us to. Our first place we did stop was the Deco Farm, where we found some relics of the past, including what we think was an old tractor and an adorable little sugar shack tucked back by the woods. Our next stop was Teichner Preserve, one of the two lovely preserves on the edge of Lime Lake. This one included just a quick hike on a boardwalk to take you to the edge of the lake, where you're greeted by some gorgeous driftwood.
This is what my grandma did all her painting on.
The next preserve we stopped at followed a gorgeous stream that feeds into Lime Lake. After that, we had a quick stop at the boat launch for a geocache before we headed to our third preserve of the day. This hike took us through a quiet woods up on top of the hills, inland from all of the bodies of the water, along a ridgeline trail. We checked out another local secret, this lookout along a consumer's power line, which does give you sweeping views of the area. That night, we headed out to Broomstack Kitchen for dinner before heading home, getting early rest, and waking up to clean up and say goodbye to our Airbnb. It was a lovely week spent in one of our favorite places, and we will certainly be coming again.